What is going on, y'all? It is your boy Chin here again today from the Nothing But Facts podcast. I hope you guys had a wonderful, beautiful, fantastic week one of college football. I certainly did. Some amazing games we had this weekend. We are going to go through the heavy hitter games, some other videos I'm going to be making this week. Week one winners, week one losers. What do we think? Do we have any early Heisman Trophy favorites and some teams that I believe just look a little bit different here in week one? Let's jump right into it. We're going to start off just how the games kicked off. We'll go Texas, Ohio State. We'll go Florida State, Alabama. We'll go LSU, Clemson. And our latest game that happened Monday night, yesterday, Miami versus Notre Dame. It was a packed and loaded weekend. I can describe the feeling I had just waking up and understanding that we're going to see Ohio State play. We're going to see the reigning national champions potentially against a team that has all their eyes set on playing in the national championship this year. Everyone, you talk to anyone in Austin, you talk to the fan base, the players, the coaching staff, they believe they're good enough to win the national championship. So that hype, that sort of those energies were just so, they were just amazing on Saturday when you saw those things. Something I really enjoyed reading over the weekend was seeing Steve Sarkisian bring all the freshmen along to Columbus. That to me was the best thing I read, having them have a feel of this atmosphere. And I think it was a great game. Let's jump right into what we saw this weekend. And of course, everyone is going to talk about Arch Manning and he played terribly, this, that, and the third. We have to understand, y'all, this was his first start against possibly the most elite defense he'll play this year. I understand people are going to talk about Georgia. I understand Georgia is a really good defense, but Glenn Schumann is not scheming up what Matt Patricia did on Saturday. Okay, there are certain things I saw on Saturday that are exclusively in the NFL. Or Glenn Schumann doesn't have that at Georgia. I'm not saying Glenn Schumann's not a good defensive coordinator, but we know what we saw on Saturday. And the numbers, of course, they're going to look a little, off. 17 of 30, 170 yards. He had the late touchdown in the fourth quarter to Parker Livingstone. But I think the big question that everyone wants to just, I guess, answer is there were some key throws. There were some key mechanical errors we saw Arch Manning have on Saturday. There were some things that I believed I would not see in terms of footwork, in terms of just the simple mechanical things that we see quarterbacks at that level at Texas or any quarterback for any instance that has played under Steve Sarkisian. You don't see it happen, right? There were some throws, his feet weren't set, throwing into double coverage, just oversailing balls, things of that nature. But I think as this game went on, as Arch was able to settle into the game and going to that fourth quarter, I know it was 14-0, but there were some plays in that fourth quarter that were made. But I am not going to take away from Julian Saint's performance. Okay, Julian Saint had an unbelievable performance for game one, going against another elite defense in Texas. So both of these guys were ultimately brought into the fire. And, we didn't know what we were going to get. We had no idea of this game being this sort of grinded out, going into the fourth quarter, what team is going to hold the ball last. Well, Texas had a chance in the fourth quarter to tie the game. There were so many different things that I wasn't expecting in this game. And I certainly wasn't expecting Texas to score 7 points. Now, that's not an indictment on Steve Sarkisian, on Arch, on their offense. I think that is just what happens in game one. And I think this is acceptable. And I think as college football fans, as people that love the game, we have to understand that there is no preseason in college football. Not everyone, can go 17-17 in your first start, 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. Like, the game has changed. Teams are better. Guys are faster, stronger, bigger. All those things are put into consideration. So while some may say that Arch Manning's performance was underwhelming, I think for what it's worth, it was serviceable enough. Yes, we can agree. There were plays on the football field that were left out there. 0 for 2 on fourth down, right? 2 times on fourth down in Ohio State's territory, you couldn't convert it to points. I'm more impressed with how Ohio State was able in that fourth quarter to just, I think, when Texas thought they had a chance, able to just take it away. Had no shot. Shout out Davison Igbinosun, my guy from Union, New Jersey. 10 tackles on Saturday. 4 solo, but guy finished with 10 tackles. That shows the level of effort that Ohio State defense was playing with. They were flying to the football everywhere, hats to the football. Shout out to Matt Patricia. Shout out to this Ohio State team, the fans, for really showing that, hey, although we lost JT Tuimoloau, Jackson Sawyer, Emeka Ibuka, Will Howard, we lost a lot of guys. We still have some dudes in our locker room. We still have some guys in our locker room that can make plays when plays need to go be made. And I was extremely impressed by both Ohio State and Texas, but I will lean Ohio State. Very impressed. A long season, right? I was talking to a lot of my friends. They said that, hey, you know, Texas season is not over, and it's not. It's not. This game literally can mean nothing, because if, let's say, Texas goes undefeated in the SEC, which is, I don't think that's happening, right? They could still be in the playoffs. And Ohio State has not even gone into Big Ten play yet. So hats off to Ryan Day. Hats off to the staff for getting these guys ready to play. And, you know, it was a really solid performance. If you don't like football, if you don't like, you know, low-scoring games, this probably wasn't for you. This 14-7 wasn't for you, but I like games like this. This was really good. So shout out to Ohio State for getting the Week 1 win. We'll see what happens as their season progresses. Needed a water break for that one. Florida State and Alabama. Florida State and Alabama. Now, I know, take a deep breath, right? Think back 2 weeks ago when you were putting your parlay in for this game, seeing that line, 13.5 points, and saying that's an easy pick 'em. Just go back with me 2 weeks ago when you tried to put that parlay in on FanDuel or Underdog, and you saw that 13.5 point line for Alabama, and you put that bet in. You put in that money line for Alabama. You did. A lot of the country did. And for great reason, they should. This was a culmination of a lot of different things, okay? People are going to look at this score. People are going to look at this game. People are going to look at the after effects, the aftershocks of the game, we'll call it, and not look at the full picture, okay? I look at the full picture. We look at the full picture here at Nothing But Facts. There were 4 plays in this game that Alabama easily could have avoided that could have changed the score of this game. 4 plays easily that could have changed the score of this game. Now, this is taking nothing away from what FSU was able to do on Saturday. It takes nothing away from what this team was able to do on Saturday. 230 rushing yards on Alabama's defense. I'm taking nothing away from what they were able to do, the physicality, the way they were able to move the ball on FSU's on Alabama's defense. I'm taking nothing away from them. But if you're an Alabama player in this locker room, if you're an Alabama fan, there are some things you need to ask yourself. The effort was not there. The effort was not there if you're an Alabama fan. I saw a couple of plays, Bray Hubbard, LT Overton, DeAndre Lawson, 0 effort. Guys are not hustling to the ball. You need to hustle to the ball. All hats to the football. That needs to be what Kane Womack is preaching to the guys in that locker room. Everyone needs to fly to the ball. The effort is not there. And I'm not sure what it is. I could be wrong. Maybe the effort is there. Maybe it's just not showing up on film. But there needs to be a better effort on the defensive side of the football if Alabama wants any shot, a competitive effort at being a playoff team. Okay. There were some plays out there that they made. I'm not taking away from that. And there are some plays on the field that they left. But in terms of the physicality, and I understand Tim Keenan was not playing. I understand their best defensive tackle was not playing. That does not take away the fact from effort. Guys need to be flying to the ball. All 11 guys must touch the ball carrier. That must happen at a team, at a program, at a place like the University of Alabama. That didn't happen on Saturday. That hasn't been happening. Now, I'm not coming for Kane Womack. I'm not coming for anyone on that side of the football. But there needs to be a serious gut check that happens in that locker room because it only gets tougher. Wisconsin is coming to town. Georgia in a few weeks, right? These things got to get fixed quick because the SEC play waits for no one. We saw what happened last year. Kentucky went on the road and beat Ole Miss. SEC play waits for no one. Now, I was impressed by Alabama. Let's talk offense. I was impressed by Alabama on that first drive. They were able to move the ball. I liked how they moved the ball. I liked the running. I liked the battle. I liked it. And I think it was just from that drive, Florida State just woke up. Florida State woke up after that drive and just like it was like, yeah, we're here. We're up. We're live now. Yeah, sorry, we got punched in the mouth. Yep, we're up. Earl Little Jr., safety on Florida State. He's an absolute monster. Earl Little Jr. I said it right here. He's a monster. He wants to hit you hard. Earl Little Jr. is the truth. A former Alabama player on FSU. He's a problem. He is. I think this guy could be first team all ACC 100%. The effort that he gave from the first play of the game. From the first play of the game, he was flying down on the football. From the first play of the game, he was flying. I said, oh, my God. I said, holy smokes. This is insane. I said, Lord have mercy, he's flying. Let's jump to the first play of the game. Oh, but yeah, first play of the game, he was flying around to the football. They didn't show it there, but I saw him a number 0 on the first play of the game. I said, golly. He's here today. So I want to talk about Ryan Williams. Ryan Williams had a really bad game. That probably was his worst performance as an Alabama player, and I predict that will be his worst. I think that was the worst we'll ever see of Ryan Williams ever again in this Alabama, in this era of Alabama football. That performance was inexcusable. I'm not taking, again, this is not taking away anything away from what FSU did as a defense, but Ryan Williams, you're one of them. Right, you're on the cover of NCAA. There's a reason why you're one of those guys. You are a PTP. You're a primetime player. You need to get involved. Find ways to get involved. And I again, it's only week 1. Right? There's a lot of things you can take away from this. You can look at the final score and say, okay, that's what happened, or you can go watch the game like I did, like we did, and make your own synopsis off there. Jeremy Bernard is going to be he's going to be a first-round wide receiver. I'm calling it right now. Jeremy Bernard on Alabama, he is going to be a first-round wide receiver. I'm calling it right here. You guys heard it here. He's going in the first round. He's unguardable. They can't guard him. They couldn't guard him, and they couldn't guard him last year. They couldn't guard Jeremy Bernard last year. He's going in the first round. Yeah, he's going in the first round. So Ty Simpson, I didn't speak much about Ty Simpson. I thought the performance was serviceable. Was it underwhelming? Uh, it was just under average. I think that's a fair assessment of what I can say about Ty Simpson. Just under average, and that's okay. That's the first game of the season, right? There were some decisions, there were some plays that could have been made, right, for Ty Simpson. There were some throws out there were some drops. I think he had an okay, average performance. Let me not say under average. I think he had an average performance. So we'll see what happens. A lot of talk on ESPN. I have my TV in the background. Oh, fire Kalen DeBoer. Is he the right guy for the job? Oh, we shouldn't get guys who haven't coached in the SEC. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? To that crowd that says to fire this guy, are you guys insane? 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 Are you guys insane that you're telling to get this guy fired? He's won everywhere. Okay? This man has won everywhere he's been. So don't tell me after 3-4 games, just because you were used to a GOAT, you were used to the greatest of all time, right? Every coach is going to have their growing pains. Not everyone is going to be Nick Saban. Not everyone is going to be Bill Belichick. Not everyone is going to be Tom Brady. You got to let this guy do his job. Trust me, I know he knows the effort that is being displayed is not the best. We all know he knows that. There's no way he doesn't know that. But to say this guy with what I'm seeing right here with these records should be fired is absurd. It's nonsense. Just not. You don't watch the game. You don't understand the game. You don't understand football. You don't understand what it takes to play at this level. You don't understand the stress of it. You don't understand anything. You watch highlights. That's what you do. If you say this man should be fired, you watch highlights. But Bama, they have a long season. A lot of still football to be played. We'll see what happens. And we'll take it from there. Let's move on to LSU versus Clemson. The Tigers versus the Tigers. Death Valley versus Death Valley. However you want to put it, this game was such a great game. I love this game. This was what I believe playoff football is, right? LSU down 10-3 in the first half. You find a way to make adjustments in the second half, and it's a half of football. Football is a game of two halves, right? It's the first half and the second half. How can you make those adjustments? And LSU was able to make those adjustments. Clemson did not score in the second half. Okay? Clemson did not score in the second half. I need y'all to see this right here. What that LSU front did for Adam Randall, 16 rushing yards. That's what that new LSU front with Blake Baker, the defensive coordinator, the highest paid defensive coordinator in the country. Blake Baker at LSU, that's the game plan he came up with. Unbelievable job by LSU's defense. I cannot say that enough. An unreal, unbelievable effort that was displayed by LSU on Saturday night. Just beautiful. It was a master plan. That's the best way you can say it. And I understand Antonio Williams, the Clemson wide receiver, got hurt. I watched it, hamstring. We get it. Blah, blah, blah. Yes. I get it. But 19 of 38 is Lord have mercy. I mean, the pass rush was getting to Cade Klubnik. It was hellacious. That Clemson defense is really good, by the way, guys. Yeah, that Clemson defense is legit. Number 5, I don't remember his name. Number 5 on Clemson. He is a beast. The dude was everywhere. Number 5. I need to get his name. The dude was everywhere. Yeah. Is it him? Yeah, I think this is him. Rare Ronan Hannafin. Yep, this dude was everywhere. This dude was everywhere on Saturday. He was making plays all over the place. He's the goods. I was extremely disappointed in Mr. Peter Woods. I was very disappointed in Peter Woods. 0 plays. I didn't see him make not one. I can't tell you a play that Peter Woods made. I can't. I don't know what he did. I don't know. I don't know if he was playing. I don't know where he was. But this is, according to some people, the highest graded defensive tackle coming into 2025. All right. But I don't know. I don't know. I didn't see any plays from him, and he's supposed to be one of the best players on their defensive line. So this game was, like I said, right? Defensive strategy. Who can make plays in the second half? We also have to remember, if you didn't see, LSU didn't have A.J. Halsey in the first half. A.J. Halsey transferred in from Houston and was suspended for a fight that happened during a bowl game or sometime last year. LSU didn't know about it until Wednesday of last week. He gets suspended in the first half. He plays the second half. He's making an impact play 1. Like he came in the game, made an impact play 1. So that should tell you the depth that LSU has in the back end of their defense. I mean, it is really deep what they have there in the defensive back. So I love this. I love how Garrett Nussmeier looked. Garrett Nussmeier looked really good in that atmosphere. Aaron Anderson is a beast. He's going in the first round. I believe he will be a first-round wide receiver by the end of the season. He is a mismatch, 5'8", 5'9", whatever, 180, 190. The dude is a beast. He's a beast. You can't guard him. He creates separation on his first step. That's how shifty he is. And I talked about the X factor of this game was Mr. Caden Durham. I called it. We called it. Before this game played, we called it. I said Caden Durham is going to be the X factor in this game. And we saw him run that ball with force, whatever. He was running that ball. Caden Durham was running the ball hard, with purpose, with passion, with aggression, getting first downs, just a complete back. One of my most underrated, one of my favorite backs in college football is Caden Durham. What he's able to do in the passing game, the running game, pass blocking. This dude is legit, man. Yo, Caden Durham is the goods. I respect you, bro. Mad love for you, bro. Mad love for Caden Durham. He's a good baller, bro. Man's know how to play ball. Caden Durham is a good football player. That's a guy. If you're a running back, you watch Caden Durham play on Saturday afternoons. He's complete. Pass catching, pass blocking, running the football. The dude he's a complete back, man. Love his game. Mad love to Caden Durham. Mad love to Caden Durham. So Whit Weeks, Lord have mercy. Oh my God, I forgot to Whit Weeks, man. Whit Weeks is him. That's all I'll say. Whit Weeks is him. Whit Weeks is him. He's him, right? And look at this LSU's offense. Shout out to Joe Sloan, their offensive coordinator. Unbelievable game plan. The second half adjustments, 25 first downs in the total game. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. And look at the third down. What LSU's defense was able to do to Clemson on third down. 3 of 13. Okay. LSU's defense last year that's not happening with LSU's defense. 3 of 13 on third down is impressive. And again, Blake Baker is instrumental into why this LSU defense is playing this well early in the season. So, again, another non-conference game doesn't mean anything for both teams. LSU could go 0-11 in conference play. Clemson could go 11-0 in conference play. Doesn't matter. But for game one, for LSU, for all the talk about Brian Kelly, can't win game one, 0-5 of your last home openers, blah, 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 can't win the big games. Impressive win by Garrett Nussmeier, by Brian Kelly, and this LSU team. Unbelievable. Hats off going into that environment and finding a way to pull this out. Unbelievable job by LSU. And we'll talk about our last game that happened yesterday. Notre Dame versus Miami. I said Notre Dame versus LSU. Notre Dame versus Miami. This was a really good game, great game. This is what college ball is about. This game was what college ball is about: pageantry, history, tradition, glamour. This is what we want to see week one. We don't want to see Georgia against Marshall. We don't want to see Oregon versus Montana State. We don't want to see Penn State versus Nevada. We want to see quality games on the road, hostile environments, whatever it takes. These are the type of games we want to see in college football. All right? This is what we look forward to. I don't want to see TCU, SMU versus East Texas A&M. I don't want to see that. This is what we want to see. Prime time games, great quality games. I respect these teams that go out week one and schedule these type of games, because that's what week one is about. Week one is to start the season off strong, man. That's why we need a college football something. We need a commissioner, something, man, to fix scheduling. Scheduling is a major, major issue we have in college football. A major, major issue. A monstrous issue. Pitt should not be playing Duquesne week one. I don't want to see that. And I know a lot of us feel the same way. Let's talk about Notre Dame versus Miami. Great game, like I said before. CJ Carr, first career start, coming into a hostile environment. I think I was talking on the phone with my guys today. I give him a B. 19 of 32 touchdowns, the interception. But he got his team after being down 21-7 in the fourth quarter. He got his team to get 17 points. And that is, in my opinion, really, really impressive. Really impressive for this young quarterback. Not a lot of experience going to the hostile environment and making plays was really, really impressive, right? Jeremiah Love was held in check, right? Pretty quiet day for number 4. Jadarian Price has some yards, had some good runs, but for Mr. Love, it was a quiet day, relatively quiet day. Notre Dame's defense, I think, was really good, was rock solid. I think they gave him a chance. The fourth quarter, obviously, right? Notre Dame found a way to get it close, but for Miami found a way to get it close. But for what it's worth, I think not Miami, found a way to go close. Excuse me. Notre Dame's defense is legit. I think they're legit. I think they held its own for what it's worth, but of course, some things they need to improve on. I want to say this. Notre Dame, their inability, I'm going to say this, their inability to get a dynamic quarterback, okay, I think sometimes is disappointing, and it hurts to say, and it hurts to watch. It's not the best quarterback play in the country. Like, I would expect a school like Notre Dame to have a guy like a Keelan Russell, to have a guy like a Jerron Kiwi Sagapulitele. I would expect them to have a guy like a Taven Sinclair, someone like I just sometimes am a little bit frustrated at the quarterback play in Notre Dame. But for what it's worth, I give CJ Carr a lot of credit. I think he played well. I think he made some plays with his feet. I think he put his team in a position to win, got him to tie the game up. But of course, that Miami defense, I talked about it briefly during the video where I talked about CJ Carr being named the starter. Corey Heatherman coming over from Minnesota, Mario Cristobal having the wherewithal, having the awareness to understand that defense has been his weakest point, got, in my opinion, the best hire. What Corey Heatherman was able to do at Minnesota, was super impressive. Was very, very impressive. So shout out to this Miami defense. Akeem Mesidor, Ruben Bain. I mean, those guys were everywhere just pressuring the quarterback time and time again. It was just amazing to see. And yeah, it was a great game by Miami. Miami's defense last year, they don't win this game. Okay, I need to make that abundantly clear. With Miami's defense last year, they don't win this game. So Corey Heatherman coming in was very, very impressive. Very, very impressive. Very, very impressive. Okay. We'll see how this Miami team comes along, right? Carson Beck still there making plays. Malachi Toney, this kid is unreal. Don't even have a profile picture because he's 17 years old. He's him. He's a problem. He's a problem. Malachi Toney is a problem. He is a problem. A lot should be taken from this for Miami. Cristobal we've talked about Mario Cristobal not being able to close out games. I thought we were going to see that same instance last night. Notre Dame creeping back into the game, but credit to where credit is due. Mario Cristobal found a way to get it done against a top 10 opponent in Notre Dame, and it's a great week 1 win. So we'll see what happens. Still a lot of football to be played, only week 1. But as for now, a lot of talk. I think when we have these new AP polls coming out, I think Ohio State is going to be #1 team in the country. Obviously, makes a lot of sense, and we'll see what happens. Week 1 winners, week 1 losers tomorrow. Love you guys. God bless. Peace.